Hey, and welcome to Make a Mark Studios. In this video tutorial, we're going to be drawing a realistic blob of paint with colored pencils. The materials that you're going to need include a piece of drawing paper, colored pencils, and some optional tools include a white gel pen, a pencil sharpener, a roller, and an eraser. If you're interested, you can click the link below for 70 royalty-free photograph paint blobs to choose from in lots of different colors. Before we begin, let's review some colored pencil tips. When you're working with colored pencils, it's good to start with light pressure. As you work, layer gradually, blending colors and striving for burnishing. Burnishing is when you get to that point with your colored pencils where you develop that nice waxy layer and not much more colored pencil can go onto the surface. So it's a thick, layered amount of colored pencil with lots of great color saturation. As we draw today, I'll have the photograph reference in the top corner the entire time, so you can pay attention to the close details as you draw along with me. As we begin, we want to take our sheet of drawing paper and we're going to set up a square composition. I'm going to be making mine about 4 inches by 4 inches, but you can make your size square as big or small as you want. If you want to go 12 by 12 or 8 by 8, feel free to do whatever size works for you. We're going to first start by taking a very light colored pencil, like a yellow, and we're going to draw the contours and map out the values of the paint blob. Keep this pretty light and barely visible. Take your time with this step as it really sets the stage for the entire drawing. We're going to start to add color with a very light amount of pressure. I like to use circular marks whenever I'm working with my colored pencil and be really aware of the direction of my lines. As I'm working, I'm going to explore lots of different shades of red and layer and overlap. I'm currently paying attention to those darker areas to build up some contrast and to develop the shadows in the paint blob. I'm working around those little highlights so that they stay the white of the paper, and I'm starting to layer in some lighter reds. I highly recommend as you work to make sure that your pencil is nice and sharpened so that you get refined edges. Layering in a variety of colors really helps you to achieve a rich color and allows you to control the development of the colors on the paper. Your ultimate goal is to layer slowly to a point where your colors look how they intended and that you don't see that white paper coming through. Pay close attention to the details in the photograph and the subtle value changes. On the sides, you'll see that there's a little bit of reflected light. So areas where you might need to go in with a white or a very light color to layer into your other colors to give that highlight. Now the fun part. We're going to draw the cast shadow to really make this look three-dimensional. To begin, you want to lightly sketch the contours of the shadow. I like to make my shadows a color instead of just black, so I'm going to use a navy blue and mix in a little gray. I'm going to start really light, and then I'm going to use a white to soften and blend that shadow into a nice gradual layer. last really fun step is to go in with a white gel pen and pop those highlights. So we're going to touch those up and add in any remaining highlights to give that reflective quality of the paint. It really makes the texture look realistic. Another thing you might want to do as you refine your drawing is to take an eraser and clean up your white space. Here's my example of my finished paint blob. I hope you found this video tutorial to be helpful. Feel free to subscribe for more videos from Make a Mark Studios, helping you to make your mark through art.